girl while the rest is talking that. Money, checks, power, respect. We digital, it's crypto we collect. Throw the best, nothing less. We let it grow while the rest is talking that. Baby, I'm debt free, I used to be dead broke. Plotting on them Benjamins, I'm talking dead folks. Nothing but small change, hoping to get more. Now I'm laughing to the bank, that's no joke. Now what's the crypto, talking that digital. I keep trying to tell you, but nobody hear me though. I keep it all to myself, I guess they all scared of wealth. Allergic to.
Hello, everybody. And here we go. Hello. We made it. What's up, Kira girl?
Not much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm trying to figure out where my mic is. All right, there you go.
Oh, there you go. All right, let's do this. Let's see. So, hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to the channel. Like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. We got Kira girl on here, our security woman. So, super excited about her being here, and I'm so glad.
Yeah. A little nervous, but we'll get through this.
Oh, yeah. You get nervous.
Yeah.
But we had a wonderful time last night, didn't we?
That was a little crazy.
I was cracking up all night. But anyway.
But you know what? Tomahawk sounds so much better now, so laughter is some good medicine. So.
Tomahawk, what's up? All right. So today we want to talk about the securing your bags, NFTs, what's the best way to secure your bags and stuff. And so I know do you see the share button on your screen?
I do. And the way I'm going to approach this, here, hold on, let me see if I got like 3 different screens here, so. Let me make sure it's going to send the.
Let's see it. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming to the channel. DJ King, man, what's up?
So I'm sharing. I don't know if you have to approve it.
Where are you? Oh, there you go. I see you. Add to the stream. There you go.
All right. So I've lived in the consulting world for a bazillion years, and if there's one thing about the consulting space is knowing how to put a PowerPoint presentation together. So I put some slides together. I want to talk about security awareness. A lot of the times in the VC, we talk about these are the things you should do, right? You should get a ledger. You should not click on links. But unless you understand why, that doesn't give you the entire picture, right? So I want to talk about kind of backing it up to why you should be aware, and then how attackers are going to approach you, and then what you can do about it, right? So your number one tool in the security space is your brain. And I feel that people understand the physical security space, but they don't necessarily apply that to the digital space, right? So I know when I'm walking in a dark alley, right, that as a woman, I'm in a dangerous place and I should be alert to my surroundings, and I have knowledge of how to protect myself. Sometimes people don't use that same spidey sense in the digital space, right? So we need to be very alert and aware, both in the physical and the digital realm, right? The person I could be talking to could potentially be a bad actor, and my data could be exposed, right? So you need to be, you need to use your brain, and you need to be aware of what's going on so that you understand and have the knowledge of how to protect yourself. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to advance here across different screens. So, give me a second. I'm having technical difficulties. Oh, there we go. So when we think of cyber attacks, a lot of the times people have this misconception that it's super technical. You're going to get hit with all of these different viruses and these sophisticated technical attacks, more so on the right side. And that's really not the case for individual security. That's really the case for maybe corporations, right? You have groups of hackers attacking um, JP Morgan, for example, right? So those types of sophisticated attacks really only happen at the corporate level. What's going to happen to individuals is on the left side. And I want to cover social engineering. That's what I'm going to cover today, because that's pretty much 98% of all cyber attacks when we say attacks. So, cyber social engineering, password attacks and maybe some malware. That's really what's going to hit you as an individual. So don't worry about all the techie stuff on the right. Really focus on the social engineering piece. So what is social engineering? It's basically a big con or scam, right? It's convincing someone through human interaction to perform a function that gives them access to data, or clicking on a link that gives them access to their computer that ultimately benefits them in the long run. We all know a physical scam, right? Ocean's 11, for example, we all understand what social engineering is in the real world. That same social engineering can happen to you in the digital world. Did I lose Ladybug? I'm going to keep going. Hopefully you guys can hear me, right? So what are the types of social engineering? The most common is phishing. And I think we kind of all understand what phishing is. You may not understand that it has a specific term. But there's email phishing, where you get suspicious emails that may come from a source you recognize, but is actually from a bad actor. Vishing, which is all those IRS phone calls, for example. That's a form of vishing. SMS phishing, which is usually text message. You get random text messages or random DMs that have weird links or people pretending to be who they're not, right? You think about, everybody knows the term catfishing, right? That kind of all falls under phishing. And that's where majority of attacks happen. You get people sending you a DM who are pretexting, who are impersonating people like the IRS, people who are impersonating admins in a Telegram group, right? Volt support. We don't have that. So you're going to potentially get a bunch of DMs saying, I am Volt support and I'm here to help you. So please click this link, or please give me the information, your seed phrase. Don't ever click the links. Don't ever give your seed phrase. This is a phishing attempt to get information from you, right? The other is scareware. How many times have we gone to a site and gotten a pop-up that says your computer may have a virus? Don't click on those links. Your computer does not have a virus. And the other is baiting, which is, for a while, this was a big thing where hackers were leaving UBS sticks somewhere that someone was going to pick up and, see what's on it. And now your computer's infected. And how we apply that to crypto is you buy a ledger from a third party, right? That's baiting you into thinking you're getting a ledger from a legitimate source, when in reality it's not, or the seed phrase has been compromised, right? So I tell you all of this because I need you to understand how scammers are going to approach you, right? And knowing how scammers are going to approach you helps you understand how to stop them later on, right? I can tell you to go get a ledger. I can tell you to do this, but if you don't understand why, it's not going to prepare you in the future if you get, approached. So.
Also, too, can I add?
Yeah.
You guys, if you have any questions as we're going along, please ask them. I am paying attention to the chat, so if you got any questions, just ask away, and we will answer them.
And if I'm going too fast, if you want to pause me, let me know, because I'm kind of just in my zone here. So,
You're doing good. You're doing great, Kira. Let's
Thanks.
let's
Yeah.
go.
So like I said, 98% of social attacks use social engineering. So when you think of cyber attacks, it really is just a big scam, right? Majority of the time, you're just getting scammed. There's no two ways about it, right? You're not getting some sophisticated, um, thing on your computer where someone's looking at you, right? It's just I fell victim to a scam. Google did a study in 2021 where over 2 million websites were created just for phishing attempts. And 96% of it use social media messaging tools, so DMs, Instagram DMs, Facebook DMs, email. So be really careful when you start getting random messages from people, because they're targeting you essentially, right? They're not who they say they are. You really have to analyze these messages and emails to make sure that they're coming from a reputable source. A lot of the times, you get attachments that people click on those attachments. So I found this interesting. 60% of people opened emails and DMs and clicked on links, even though they thought they were suspicious, right? It's curiosity. What are these scammers feeding off of? They're feeding off of greed, curiosity, human nature in terms of I want to help people or I need to be helped. They're feeding off of human emotions, right? So don't be greedy. Don't be curious. Don't try and be helpful. I hate to say it. I know we all want to be nice, or maybe not. So, you got to,
Maybe not.
you really have to stop and think like, oh, do I want to be nice in this case, or should I question what this person's motives are? Right. So, the other thing I found interesting, 47% of people fell for phishing scams during the pandemic because they were distracted, right? And I'll tell you, as a cybersecurity person, I've actually been scammed because I was distracted. Either my kids were screaming in the background, I was distracted by news. Stuff happens, right? And you're not paying attention and you're not alert, and you click on something, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, crap, I've gotten hacked, or I fell for something, right? Luckily, I just bought the wrong token, but there are times if that happens, you could get wiped out. So just be very aware, just be alert, use your spidey senses, right? So, so I'm not going to cover all of this, but I really want to cover the first one. So when you think of an attack, right, you get these scammers that come at you. They do their research on you. They hook you in somehow. They extract what they need and they exit. I want to talk about the research piece, right? Because the research piece is you making it easy for them to get information about you. You're saying a bunch of stuff in Telegram that talks about your bag size. You're saying a bunch of stuff in Telegram that may give away some, like your birthday. The biggest thing for me, if your social media platforms are not private or locked down, please do that right after we end, right? Unless you're an influencer or you're monetizing your social media in some way, shape, or form, there's no reason that your Facebook page should be public to a bazillion people. Because what type of information is on there? Your birthday, your anniversary date, your town you were born in, the town you live in now, your dog's name, your kid's birthday. Like, what type of information is that? That's either a combination of your passwords or a combination of your security questions. So do not make anything easy for people to research and scrub about you, right? So that's the biggest piece for me on this slide is be very aware of what information you're just throwing out there, right? You might feel comfortable in chat, you might feel comfortable in a situation, but there are scammers lurking, just profiling you. And the minute you say, hey, I need help with migration, or I need help with this, they've profiled you and now they're targeting you, right? So just, again, it's all about being aware of what information you're putting out there and who's approaching you after that. Question everybody. And I hate to say that, I sound really distrusting in life, and I am, but it helps protect you. So I'm going to pause there. I mean, I don't know if there's any questions in the chat, but
So No, there's no questions, but uh, thank you, everybody. I appreciate. They're saying thank you. This is awesome, Kira girl. Because you rock, girl. You
Thank
rock.
you.
Kira girl rocks. But yeah. Here, Crypto Hound said, "Trust no one."
Um,
Um,
yeah. So that unfortunately, like that's how I was raised. And maybe that applies poorly to personal relationships, but I don't, it's just, you just got to be aware, right? You just got to come in and be like, let me put my guard up a little bit. And so,
so one of the things that to kind of piggyback off of that, and then you can add to it if you feel. What I've noticed in our chat specifically is that, and I've said it several times in the chat, is that they work in teams.
hmm
I mean, I say the good scammer, bad scammer role. Like the good cop, bad cop role. That's how they work. And one person will say, "Oh, somebody took all my tokens or whatever," and then the other scammer will say, "Oh, go to the voice chat; they'll help."
yeah.
you know, Different stuff like that. And D Rock said, "You can trust me, believe me."
When people say that, don't trust them.
But just for the most part, now, of course, the other day there was actually somebody that was trying to help somebody. So there are those good people, few and far in between. But you still just have to be aware of just got to be aware of your surroundings. And I know
Yeah.
my friend, she came on and she thought we were just so mean to people because we were beating them up and doing all this different other stuff. And they come in and said they lost all their coins and this and that. And so she was really upset with me for a little bit. And then she came in and was trying to help them. And I had to tell her I was going to ban her if she.
She's like, why? I'm just trying to help.
I'm gonna ban you. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna ban you. So I'm gonna need you to back off, and let us do our job, because we're here to try to help. We can't help everybody, obviously, but for those that listen, you know,
Yeah. It's not that you can't be helpful or nice. Just kind of question things and just ask questions and try and get a little bit more information before you just jump in to something.
yeah,
Hound had a good story the other day. It was about cups, the cups where you put a ball underneath and you kind of move it around and you have to guess where the ball is underneath. And his friends was watching and somebody won and he's like, I could go do that, right? And Hound's like, well, wait a second, just wait, just pause and watch, just ask a question, right? And come to find out it was a team of people working together, right? And if you had just not trying to jump into a situation, you would have been a little bit more aware. So it's the same thing in the digital space. Just stop and do your due diligence on anything you do, on whatever you're investing in, on whoever you're talking to, on any links you click, on, just you don't have to be rude. Just get a little information. So,
he gonna be rude and rich. Just be, be rude. What? I try to be nice, but some people, they test you.
yeah.
They definitely test you, but
Yeah.
that's what working with a bunch of different people comes into play. When you deal with a lot of people, you can handle situations a little bit better than people who are,
Yeah.
not used to dealing
I
with it.
remember this one partner came in to the VC and Power was kind of digging into her just to make sure she was who she said she was. And everybody was like, why are you being so rude to her? It's just like, look, we got to protect our community. We just need to make sure people are who they say they are. We're not trying to be rude. We're just trying to protect our community. So it's just asking questions,
Crypto
following up.
China said, "Please never be greedy," and Crypto Hound said, "Nothing is free in crypto." He did.
Yeah, I have some messaging on that later. Nothing is free.
Nothing.
So when it comes to email and DMs, security around messaging, one, just never give out your seed phrase. I'm going to repeat that through this deck. Just never give out your seed phrase. Don't click on links that are suspicious or come from someone you don't know. And even if it comes from someone you think is legit, analyze it, right? For like this message in Amazon, right? If you look at it, I don't know if you can see it. This is accounts at Mason.com. Like the A is missing. Like if you're just looking at something real quick and not paying attention, you might think this is legit. However, if you hover over it, it's not actually taking you to this email, this link. It's taking you to some like random link, right? Just with DMs, you got to think about it the same way. Look at the like the like the username, the links that they're sending you. Just you got to start analyzing a little bit more versus either succumbing to like greed or FOMO or panic. Right? If you're panicked because maybe your migration tokens haven't arrived, don't freak out and just click on the first link that someone sends you. Right? Actually, calm down. Go talk to someone legit, and hopefully they can help.
89, I don't know, 89, Murad. Give me your 12-word phrase to access your wallet, but not your seed phrase.
Yeah, well, that's an example. Like, maybe they are not asking for your seed phrase, but they're going to word it in a way that confuses you or tricks you. Like, just stop, read things like 3 times, and then proceed.
Also, too, to add to that, the other day when all the little mayhem was going on in in the chat, it was someone that doesn't normally put links in the chat was in there putting links in the chat.
Yeah.
And so I had to go in and delete those. So even though, we'll be like, oh, like and subscribe and retweet and that, pay attention even to those links. If it's not one that you normally see, don't press on it, question it, come into the voice chat because we might not see it, so make us aware of it as well, so that we can take them out of the chat and stuff. So really, it's kind of like all eyes are necessary,
Yeah. So don't click on links that are suspicious. Always question who's sending you the information, validate it, check the sender links, the sender address. If it's a voice call, the IRS is not calling you. You are not getting right? So just use some common sense here. I put some security settings in Telegram that you could do to kind of protect yourself. If you haven't done this already, go to your settings, look at your privacy and data settings. Phone number, set it to nobody. If you have it set to not hidden, anybody can see that information and call you and potentially rope you into a scam, right? Because you're like, oh, this person's calling me, they must know me. No, it's because they can see your information on Telegram. Hide that, right? Last seen online, I prefer to set to nobody because I just don't like people knowing when I'm on and off, right? I don't like comings and goings if they can track you or profile you into a specific time. Calls, which is similar to the phone number, right? I don't, only my contacts maybe at most, or no one calls me on Telegram, so I have it set to nobody. This is a very important one. Set groups and channels. You can't set it to nobody. I think it's only everybody or my contacts. But if you allow anybody to add you to a group, you're opening yourself up to scammers adding you to a scam group. And it might look like an official group, and you might be confused, right? If there's 10 different Volt Inu support groups, right? It's probably because someone added you to it and is trying to trick you. Turn this off, right? You should only be joining groups manually yourself after going to official Twitter links, official websites, and joining the Telegram groups from official sources. Again, research, do your due diligence, and figure out where what's official and what's not, right? So the other thing is there was a pretty hackers were using Telegram and submitting kind of malicious code through pictures and videos. So if you haven't turned off automatic media download or autoplay, I would do that. Because if you have it set to automatically download something, it could be a virus. It could be malicious code. So just something to note. All you have to do is, if you're in chat and you're curious about what a picture is, you can click on it, right? But automatically downloading something just opens you up to automatically downloading malicious software. So
How does that and this might be an off question, might not be
yeah.
there, but how does that relate to um like NFTs when we're talking about links and different things? I don't know how you
Yeah. So I'm gonna get there because
okay.
that ties into like dust tokens and random airdrops, right? That you want to avoid. So now, I mean, we talked about just DMs and emails because that's usually the entry point for scammers, um, because that's the easiest way, right? They're lazy. I don't want to brute force my way into anything. I don't want to write code. I just want to. I'm a lazy scammer that really wants to just quick get in and get out. And the best way to do that is to trick a human being, right? So that's why I was talking about, introducing social engineering and introducing email and DM security, because that's going to be the number one way that they get into you. Um, Otherwise, as we move into wallet security, right? I just want to talk about hot wallets versus cold wallets. Hot wallets, I think you're all familiar with these. These are web-based, browser-based, mobile-based apps and extensions that allow you to hold assets and trade them. I have a few icons here. I put Trust Wallet over all of them because I think Trust Wallet is probably the most trustworthy. Um, other ones have had known vulnerabilities. We're not saying that you can't ever have a hot wallet, but you know, there's some best practices around it. So again, the benefits of a hot wallet is it allows you some quick connections to exchange your coins. But now some of these cold wallets are having, enabling functionality to allow you to do that too. But if you have a hot wallet, know that browser extensions are the least secure. So if you're opening up Chrome or Brave or anything and you have an extension, those are the least secure because those are vulnerable to any malicious code or holes in the coding of websites and the browsers themselves, right? If you go to a website and you don't even have to connect to it. There's just a vulnerability in the website itself. It could penetrate your extension and get access to your assets because, for example, the extension stores everything in plain text behind the scenes, and this browser has now exploited a vulnerability that gains access to your password and your username.
So I got a question
Yeah.
right there. So when you say okay, so you might not know the answer, but how? So it's an extension, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do they do? What do they do? Go into the extension and add their code to the extension? Is that how they? Is that how they?
It depends on what's happening, right? The browser the attackers could use specific attacks against the website itself, the
Okay.
URL itself, and that gains access to your extension. It could gain access to the databases in the underlying software, right? Or data that has been saved in a temporary file somewhere, right? There's a number of ways, but essentially it's using some sort of vulnerability in code to gain information in one way, shape, or form. That's a little bit beyond my knowledge about.
I was just
Yeah,
asking you that because you know how sometimes we think we know more than other people, and we're like, oh, I'm safe. I didn't go here, I didn't go there, I disconnected, I did this, I did.
yeah,
Say we think we did everything we're supposed to do, and still get scammed or hacked or whatever. So it was just just wanting to get a little bit
yeah.
more depth on that for people that don't have the knowledge.
I
But
mean, look, what's essentially happening is you're storing your public and private keys and passwords and usernames. Someone else is managing that. right? It's in the cloud somewhere, right? Somebody else is responsible for the security around that. And you can never trust anyone else to be responsible for your security, right? You could have had a developer that was lazy and didn't test anything. You could have a company that was so focused on features that they didn't do any security testing or any security due diligence in putting out their product. So you're relying on another party to keep your information safe. Whereas a cold wallet, it's something in your hands, right? Yes, a developer, a company developed it and produced it, but they, with, for example, Ledger, they're certified against a very well-known industry standard for security testing and validation, right? So the cold wallets you have in your hand, and you have a password and a PIN. I mean, the concept of a cold wallet is it's a device, it's in your possession, and you have to know a password and a PIN and put it in every time you want to do a transaction. So no one's really able outside of your house able to do that. They're not able to put the PIN in. They don't know it.
So, so what's the best use case for hot wallets?
So if you have, again, security is based on risk tolerance. Security layers are based off of risk tolerances, right? So if you have, I don't know, $100 and that's not important to you, and you want to do some sort of day trading with it, right? Feel free to put that on a hot wallet, but don't put your big bag out there, right? Put your big bag on your ledger. If you don't want to put anything on a hot wallet, that's the best situation, right? But so if you move everything over to a cold wallet, then then your entire bag is, your security posture is much better on the cold wallet. But if you have $5, $10, whatever, it's like going to a casino, right? You have your I know I'm going to spend $100 at a casino because I'm getting free drinks and that's my going out money, but I'm not going to bring my entire bank account there, right?
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So just put over there what's necessary. I know a lot of people just use hot wallets to purchase the crypto from their, from banks or wherever they're buying and different
Right.
stuff like that, and then they send stuff to their cold wallet and stuff like that. But yeah, I just was.
It depends on what you're doing. Again, I think a lot of us are learning about the functionality of Ledger in terms of connecting to FTX. I know that Ledger, for example, has some features now where they connect to FTX, where you can do some direct trading. And I don't know, and this is where coming into the VC and asking these questions, I don't know enough about Ledger to connect to a bank account, for example. I'm not sure if that's possible. I don't know. But there's, regardless of the use case, just make sure that even if you are buying a large amount on a hot wallet, send it immediately to your Ledger, right? If Ledger can't connect to your bank account for any reason, and I'm using Ledger because that's the one I'm familiar with, but there's others. And I did not put links here because I want you guys to go out and do your own due diligence. Don't trust anyone with links, okay?
Do your own research.
Do your own research.
Got to. If you don't do your own research, then you're still relying on somebody else to do your job. And, when your money's gone, you can't come back and say, hey, you said X, Y, and Z, and this happened, from you not really getting a good understanding or a better understanding of what you got going on. So,
Yeah. So some of the best practices I've talked about already, right? Never get out your seed sprays. I'm going to say that over and over. Do not give out any type of 12, 24, word phrases to people. If you do need to keep funds on a hot wallet, just keep what you're willing to lose in case something happens, right? If you are using a hot wallet, try and delete them and reinstall them only when you're trading, provided you have your seed phrase backed up somewhere, right? Don't delete your wallet if you don't know your seed phrase, because then you'll never be able to access that again. Use a device dedicated to crypto that is not connected to any other apps, right? If you have a phone that has a bunch of social media on it, Telegram, Facebook, anything. Try not to commingle your trading applications with social media. So if you are able to and you need a hot wallet, get a separate device that has nothing else on it. That way you're not introducing more risk or foreign actors to your wallets, right?
Yeah.
And only buy, this is very important, all right? Only buy directly from vendor sites. Do not buy from Amazon or third parties. This is back to baiting, right? Don't do that because one, they could have written down the seed phrase and sent it to you, right? So now they know your seed phrase. They could have done something. They could have installed some weird code in it, or they could have, taken the seed phrase, and now your wallet is compromised. So only buy from vendor sites directly.
And I want to add this, which we already said again, but if you have questions about it, go into the Vote VC, and the admins will help you there. We got Crypto Ham, Ozzy, those who are really familiar with Ledger, D-Rock. I know he's been helping a lot. I'm pretty sure it might be one or two others, but those are the three that I know for sure help out. And so for whatever questions, that you may have concerning this, that's what the Vote VC is there for. If you do have questions because I know sometimes it takes longer to help some people because some people are not as computer literate as others. And so, yeah.
And no question is a stupid question. And don't feel like if you have a bunch of questions, just don't feel like you're a bother, right? Come in and we'll try and help.
Yeah. So. Now we might mess with you, but we're gonna get you together. We're gonna get you together. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're here for the community, right? And so here's a bunch of text. I'm gonna walk through this quick. I hate putting a lot of text on a slide, but so one, leverage all security features when using a wallet where available, right? If you're using a hot wallet, use it. One, just make sure you're using a secure password. I didn't cover it, but there's methods where if a lot of us are lazy with our passwords, we'll reuse passwords a bazillion times. It's the same password for every site you've ever had. You've had it for 20 years, right? And I can guarantee you, knowing what's on the dark web, knowing what information about myself is already on the dark web, your information is out there. So do not reuse passwords because it's already out there. It's probably already exposed, and they're just going to buy information about you and try and reuse your passwords in various sites, right? So use some complex passwords, change it up frequently. Don't use anything that's just like one word, like a really long, like evergreen, right? Because there's something called dictionary attacks where they have AI programs that will just use common dictionary words. They'll just run through the dictionary and try and use passwords on common words for your passwords. So use complex passwords, change them frequently, use two-factor authentication where available. My preference is to not use two-factor where they send you a text message and actually use a two-factor app like Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator. Because if they send you a text message, this is very rare, but if they send you a text message, that can be intercepted in some ways, right? The person needs to be around you, but if you send you a text message, that can be intercepted either through SIM card copying or some sort of nearby copying and interception, right? So I always prefer the applications. And for those of you that don't understand what 2FA is, in the authentication world, factors just means layers of security. So the three common layers or factors that you have in authentication is something which is generally your username and password, something you have, which is a PIN or like the code off of your two-factor application, and something you are, which is like your fingerprint or your face. So those are the three factors that are common. So when we say two-factor, it's a combination of two of those. For those that are curious about that. I mean, there's some that are coming out, like the fourth one is like GPS, where it can use your location, but the most common factors are those three, right? So two-factor just means using two of those combinations. So usually it's something you know, which is your username and password, and something you have, which is a PIN code or an authenticator app code. So
D-Rock was saying keep your cell data off.
yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's when we go to the accessing the internet, right? Don't use free or public Wi-Fi, right? Because there's just a lot of bad actors. And if you go to Starbucks, that's open. Anybody can infiltrate that. Use a VPN, firewalls, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Back to security features of your wallets, right? Make sure you just go through, because sometimes they'll have additional pins or passwords for doing certain things within there, like trading, right? So you might log in with a username and password, but you have an additional layer of security when you trade with pins and passwords, right? If they have an anti-phishing code, use it. That's just something that's known and specific to you, so that when someone sends you an email from crypto.com, they're inserting that, like a picture of a cat that you know about, right? So it's coming from them.
Somebody asked, "Is mobile network safe?" I don't know what that necessarily means.
Oh, like your 4G or 5G or 3G or whatever you're on at the moment. Yeah, yes, that's more safe than a public Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this is I'm reading the things that are coming because I know you can't see them. You should have had a chat thing over to the side so you can actually see them. But
I have it on my other screen here. I'm just not
oh,
looking.
fine, fine. Hey, where'd it go, man? Well, of course, Ozzy. Ledger is the only way. The ledger is the only way. And then Ozzy tell him, no hot wallet lifestyle. So I know they're doing a lot of things with the ledger because I've been obviously
Yeah.
listening to the chat and stuff. So yeah.
From what I understand, and someone either correct me if I'm wrong or tell me to shut up here, but you can trade off your ledger. Like I said, I think there are some features that are connecting to like an exchange like FTX. But I would research this yourself, and I would definitely come into VC and talk to people who have done this, right? So you can get rid of your hot wallet altogether, from what I'm understanding. So
As Ozzy said, they ask how I sleep at night. I say expensive ledger and a pillow.
and there's different versions of the ledger at different price points. So there are some that are actually well, I don't know everybody's situation, but there are some that are actually reasonable. And majority of them, even the lower cost ones, will suit your needs, right? So just go on and take a look.
Breaking news: the VDSC Twitter space has 3,200 plus followers.
Yay! That means that the whitelist round 2 will start. Everybody's like, screw the security stuff. I'm going to go the link.
Yeah, try to put out the information, but no security. You know, because I've been sitting in the voice chat so long, it's just hearing people just come in and the most knowledgeable people getting scammed.
Yeah.
No, so it's just I just felt like this is really key, and I know you feel like it's key because it's what you do. That we should be able to put something together for uh, future Vote Army people as well. So when they come in, have questions and stuff, they can pull up the video and stuff and be able to help them out as well.
Yeah. And this is my last slide, I promise. But the on the right side, I think these are the two most important pieces. Nothing is free. Do not click on any files that come from unknown sources, including photos. Avoid free minting if you can, right? If you don't trust the source, don't go mint something for free and have it show up in your wallet. Don't click on airdrops or coins, right? Those are called dust tokens that could potentially wipe out your bag if you go and try and interact with it. Similar with NFTs, right? If you get a random NFT, it could be a scam that causes something to happen to your wallet that is unfortunate, right? Just don't interact with it. Just don't do anything. Just leave it there. Don't touch it. Um, and regardless of whether you have a hot wallet or a cold wallet, both of those wallets are on the blockchain, which means you could get dust in either of those. So don't touch anything. Just don't do it. Don't fall for free advertisements on YouTube, right? If you go to an influencer's page, don't click on a link that says claim this free NFT. And just avoid it, right? Because again, what did I say? Scammers prey on greed, right? Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah. Elena, sorry, I don't want to mess up your name, so forgive me if I did. Can we remove dust tokens safely?
I don't think there's a way to revoke anything out of your wallets. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but just
Can hide them. That I do know, and it depends on the wallet. You'd have to, on that part, do your own research on how to hide them so that you
yeah.
don't start clicking on them.
Most of a lot of the wallets you actually have to import them yourself. Again, I say a lot, but not all. You have to actually go and import them to see them. Don't do it, right? If you go on BSC scan or Etherscan and see that you have these random things in your wallet that might be valuable, don't come back into your wallet and try to import them. Just don't do it, right? If you know you didn't purchase it, don't import it. Just leave it alone. Just ignore it.
Right. That's correct there. I know, are you? Can I proceed? Or are you?
Yeah. No, I mean, their last one is just connecting and disconnecting your wallets, right? So,
Go ahead.
yeah.
You'll finish that one.
Just avoid connecting your wallet to unknown sites. Validate the address before you connect, right? We have random Volt Inu sites that are not legit that might get you to connect your wallet to them. That's not our site. So again, go to the original source, do your due diligence, and before you connect to a site, make sure it's the right one. Always disconnect your wallet when you leave a site. Various wallets have different features that will allow you to sever connections to things. It depends on your wallet. Clear your browser caches before you visit a site, and avoid connecting or opening your wallet if you don't have to, right? Stop checking your balance every 5 minutes. You don't need to do that. And if you are curious about it, go to BSC scan or Etherscan and look at it that way. That way you're not opening your actual wallet, right? So, and that's it.
Okay, so now somebody put in, and you have to do your own research on this too as well, but I feel like it's something we need to. They were saying you can revoke sketchy token permissions with Beefy Finance, but that's for more. I know a lot more tech savvy or whatever. Go in and research how you do that and stuff. We might have to figure that one out later on, but
yeah, I mean there are a lot of dApps and sites out there that will advertise that they'll sever connections for you. I know Everrise has a security feature where it will allow you to go and disconnect your wallet from certain places. Do your due diligence, make sure that that is the right fit for you. Yeah, there's other apps that will do that, but I'm not going to promote anything here. I think you guys should do your own research. So
right. So really, you guys, if you have Volt and you do not have a ledger, I'm just gonna say it. Shame on you.
yeah,
You need to get one. I mean, I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was like, man, I don't want to give up my 13%. But the more people keep coming in getting scammed, I'm like 13% versus 100%. Well,
yeah,
I just go with the 13%. And I know a lot of people probably have thought like that. So just protect yourself. Really protect yourself. And I know with our NFTs, they have suggested that we have a separate wallet that we put purchase NFTs in, or NFTs in, and then send them to another, or then send them to like your ledger or something like that. MetaMask is terrible. Okay, if you do not know how to use MetaMask, don't chance it. Or if you use MetaMask, don't leave your NFT on there. I mean, you get it, send it out. Don't take any chances. It's just
right.
Not
And the ledger allows you to have multiple wallet addresses on there. So when Ladybug's talking about don't mingle them, right? Keep your coins on one address and your NFTs on another. And that way, if there's anything wrong with an NFT, it's not putting your coins at risk, your tokens at risk. So,
receives. Okay.
oh,
Um,
I'm sorry. One very important thing. Generally, projects when they start announcing that they're going to release NFTs or they're going to implement a new token to their ecosystem, you're going to see a lot of scammers coming out of the woodworks right around launch time saying, we're ready. And that's how I got scammed because I wasn't paying attention. I had screaming kids. I was cooking dinner. And another project I was watching was releasing a new token. And I just clicked on the wrong link and bought the wrong token, right? Because they'll take advantage of your anticipation and your excitement, and they'll just send you stuff. And don't do that, right? So I know we're dropping NFT soon. Make sure you wait for more information on how to mint that NFT. Do not don't click on random links or respond to DMs. So
there's not a different Telegram for the NFTs, and there's not a website set up for the NFTs. There's not a website for Volti change yet. If somebody sends you a link and says, "Hey, Volti changes live," or whatever they would use, it's not official. Anything that's official will be on our Twitter page or in our Telegram, where Vatoshi will make the announcement. So always be aware of that. Okay, there's only thing we have is our official, the Twitter page and the Telegram. No websites. Okay, no links, and they're saying no. No to putting your NFTs in the same wallet as your Vault. Phenomenal. So, just to be safe. And I think, what is it? They're trying to get the bundles of the ledgers.
yeah, you can get bundles of the combination of different models, 3 packs of one model, the highest level model versus the medium level model, right? So just go on to the sites and see what fits your needs. So,
Okay, yeah. Because I know they have multiple, Tomahawk's putting that they have multiple, I think you can have up to 10 addresses in the ledger.
it depends on which one you're looking at. If you go to the Ledger site, they will have a grid that will compare each of the models, and you can see which some have more storage capacity than others. Some have more wallet capacity than others. Um, I'm I know which ledger I have. I can't remember all of the features of all of the ledgers.
Correct.
So
Okay. But also, what we want to do is, of course, everybody knows that the first whitelist is 0.15, the second whitelist is 0.25, the third is 0.3. ETH is moving.
yeah,
So if you want to if you can, if you're able to, go on and get your ETH now, because if it hits that 24 as Ozzy's, I believe that was one of his prices he gave, or up to 2,000. That's the first resistance, I believe he said. It's going to be higher for you to get in, So if you can, Tomahawk, you are not buying 50 NFTs. I already told you that, bro. You got to save.
don't be
Tomahawk,
a hoarder. Don't be a hoarder.
come on, Tomahawk, man. Save some for the little people. The little people.
Tomahawk, man.
But yeah, also Bybit. Don't forget about Bybit. What? Why not? Boy. Anyway, Bybit. Make sure you deposit your money by the 27th. I forgot what the time is. I think 11:59. Yeah, 11:59. To make sure you're counting for your votes. To go. The voting starts on July 29th. And this is really big, guys. So we really need to make sure that we're passing the word around to make sure that we get listed. Because I don't think that the other projects are really promoting this.
I have not seen anything.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. So let's do our part and
Yeah, even though they're not promoting it, let's just keep up the Volt Army spirit here.
yeah, because look, man, you see Vatoshi tweeted about and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't want to spend too much time. But Vatoshi was put, the Elon goat thing is almost ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So between the Elon goat monument, the Volti change, the NFTs, Bybit, this is a lot of momentum, guys. So just be preparing yourself, and also too, when you see your wallet going up, and then if you see a little dip or here and there, do not panic. Ozzy has a great story of how his has fluctuated, in the hundreds of thousands, and he still holds. Okay, so let's let's if you're having, what do you call it, itchy fingers or whatever, come into the voice chat so somebody can
Walk you
get.
off a ledge.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so nice of you guys to come and
Thank
support.
you. Definitely.
As always, you are awesome. I appreciate all that you do. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know. Is anybody else? Do we need to share anything else, guys? Tomahawk, Hound, anybody? Do we need to share anything? Are we good?
Ideas. Wait, hold on. Hey girls, good question above here. Oh, ideas where to keep your seed phrase safe and secure. Not on the cloud.
The Apple, that's what amazes me. The Apple is supposed to be the most secure place. That's
Yeah.
what they're based their phone
Yeah.
security, and they
Don't store your seed phrase on the internet anywhere, on the cloud, in anybody else's trust or responsibility. Keep multiple backups of your seed phrase. I know people have like a safe deposit box somewhere at a bank, and then a lockbox at home, a fireproof, waterproof lockbox at home. There's ways you can engrave it in metal. Don't store it where anybody else can see it. Don't store it on a text file on your computer. Don't store it on your phone. Make sure it's offline and you have multiple copies of it. And
yes.
wherever you feel safe. Like some people have it at their mom's house. Some people have it.
I got one in church.
Yeah. Wherever you feel it. My mom knows nothing about crypto, so if I told her to hold on to it, she would not know what to do with it. Right? She'd be like, "Seed, you're gonna plant something?" No.
just remember, no draft emails.
Yeah, don't save it in draft email.
No, because if somebody hacks your computer, they go right to your drafts.
Right. And logically, just don't save it anywhere where somebody can access it. Right.
Just write it. Trust me, I got like 10 copies. Just in case, one place, something happens in one place, that's just me though. I'm just trying to make sure that all bases are covered. So again, we appreciate you guys. Thank you. They said great job, Kira.
Thank you.
So if there's not anything else, she wrote us on a wooden beam in her attic. She got it wrote somewhere else, please.
Add to it to your body. I don't know, something.
But anyway, all right, we're gonna end this broadcast. And
well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, remember to go to the Telegram voice chat if you have any questions, guys. All right, peace out.
Bye.